Is it possible to become a YouTuber from scratch in 1 year and make a full-time living? What's up everybody, it's Adrian Brambila here and you're watching one video in a series of 30 on how to make money online for a beginner. In this video, we're going to break down what it takes to be a YouTuber. If you just started watching my channel, then my introduction of who I am may be like this guy who lives in a van, which is over there, and makes money online. He's teaching people. But for the people who actually really know my background, they know that I first got started here on YouTube teaching people how to dance. And if you're someone who's basically watched a dance tutorial of mine in the last week and then is now watching this video, then I apologize. I've aged 10 years since I started making dance videos, and I've kind of changed, the whole flipping a switch of what my content used to be about. So sorry, I won't be making any dance tutorials soon. But in case you are that person, here's some dance moves so you don't feel too disappointed. In my heyday, I was making about 2 to 3 dance tutorials a week. I think today I've created pretty much over 300 different dance tutorials because I wanted to be a YouTuber. And the money actually never came. What I mean to say is, I just could not make money from the ads alone, which is actually how I got to where I am. So I'm really glad I came across that problem because now I've learned that you want to diversify your income no matter what you do. This is why I'm a big proponent of side hustles in the first place. If you only make your money from one place, like normal people in 9 to 5, that's risky because something could happen in 9 to 5 and you could lose income. I digress. But YouTube, making money from the YouTube ads is what I read about 10 years ago, and that was my first business trying to do, and I did not make money. Well, I made some money, pennies, change. I remember the first time I got paid how much it was. I was so excited, but it took me like 2 years just to get my first paycheck from YouTube. And after literally getting burnt out on making dance tutorials, I gave up on it. And then I hit the pause button for years on YouTube, but now I'm back. So why am I back? Well, to make a long story short, I met a guy on TikTok, his name is Ryan Pineda, and I went to his business, a very successful guy, and he just started his YouTube channel in 2020. And I watched him grow from 0, to like around 50,000 followers. I thought, hey, good job, he's growing followers, but in my mind, I thought, I've been there before. I just wasn't making the money, particularly because I was creating dance content with copyrighted music, which, makes sense. But I was like, I wonder how he's doing. And then he made this TikTok post.
Here's how much I made on YouTube last month. So I didn't start posting videos until May of this year, and I didn't really get traction until August. And that first month, August, is when I started getting paid. As you can see, I was making 20 bucks, and then it really started to scale big. From there, we went into September, and I made almost $10,000. And then October did over $13,000. We even had an $800 day. All of that was just in 6 months. It may seem hard to believe, but you can do it too.
That's when I was like, what? I spent years on YouTube to make 10 grand from YouTube ads. Like, I was clearly doing something wrong. After I watched that video, I commented like, what? And he encouraged me to get on YouTube and start posting. And honestly, we should be thanking Ryan Pineda. If you are enjoying this free course on YouTube, he's to blame. He basically kicked me in the butt and was my inspiration to basically get on YouTube and post and make this daily course. But Ryan started from scratch and already was making 10K per month in less than a year from his YouTube ads alone. That doesn't account all the other ways you can monetize, which you're learning in this course, such as affiliate marketing, building an email list. You could do drop shipping from YouTube. You can create your own course. You can sell products. So many different opportunities. YouTube, like other social media platforms, at the end of the day, is just a platform to drive traffic. Monetizing traffic is the big deal, how you make the most money. However, YouTube is one of the few platforms, just like TikTok, but not as much as TikTok, that actually pays you for your content. I just struggled so much. I had this mental block that YouTube is just not a place where you can make money from ads alone. And then when I started learning about Ryan and what he's doing, I started digging deeper, like, okay, who are the people that are really making money online? And that's where I came across channels of the really transparent, amazing influencers like Meet Kevin and Graham Stephan, who are making 7 figures from YouTube. So the answer is yes, you can make a full-time living from YouTube. and I'll let you know what I did wrong in case being a YouTuber is something you would like to try. For me, it's very simple. As a dancer, we need good music. You want to dance to trendy music and post online, but the only problem with that is that you don't own the music. So a lot of the content, although your dancing content is original, you're taking copyrighted content. So although my channel had millions of views on it, I actually wasn't monetizing. I was only monetizing on a fraction of my views, which were the tutorials, which didn't get nearly as much views as my dance videos. So you can call that lesson 101. If you want to be a YouTuber, everything you do, everything you create, including the music, has to be original. Luckily now there's amazing platforms that actually allow you to use really good non-copyrighted music. Like back in the day, to use like free music was like the crappiest sounds ever. But now there's actually amazing library and resources where you can sign up and get music that is amazing and actually use in this video. So for example, if you listen to any music that I've played in the background of my videos, that's actually all copyrighted music. I didn't make that. And there's just so many more resources to actually create better video, better content here for YouTube. If you want to be a YouTuber, just like any of these side hustles, you cannot half-ass it. You have to go all out. And how you do that on YouTube, you're just leading by example here, is I'm dedicated to posting a video every single day. I've structured these first 30 days to be like a course, but I'm going to continue posting after these 30 days. And I've already noticed an increase of my YouTube channel, which I'll show right here.
I'd like to humbly take you on a journey of when I first started my YouTube channel. This is my first 2 years of being on YouTube, creating dance tutorials, taking it seriously. You can kind of tell from right here, this is showing when I was like uploading videos. You could call it on the regular. But the first 2 years, and that's a decent amount of views, things started to really pick up for me towards the end of 2010 and the beginning of 2011. And then a spike that occurred on June 2011 when I started posting more tutorials and videos. But if you haven't noticed already, look on the right. 2 years into YouTube, and I finally made $1.10. I wish I had a really old phone back then, but I do vividly remember taking a screenshot of the first time I received money, and it was like this, I think this day 5 cents, and I sent a screenshot to my parents of like, look, I finally made money online. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. So now let's change the timeline here of moving along to a couple years later. This is after 3 years of basically being on YouTube and more content. I was creating more content, but look at my revenue from here. Nothing. Change. $55.40. That's just insane. 2,000 subscribers in that whole entire time period. Now I'm going to show, let's go now a few years, so 2014, and I'm going to actually change this all the way back to 09, so you get a full spectrum here. Man, not a lot of revenue at all, $69, and my views started to really turn up, and I mentioned this before, but my problem was all my views were coming from copyrighted music. As a dancer, you want to dance to upbeat songs, and when it comes to monetizing, you cannot use copyrighted music. So I was getting the views, now 41,000 subscribers, but money-wise, it wasn't it. And it was this exact problem which helped me create my very first dance tutorial. If I can put myself back into the state of when I was creating content, I'm obviously doing this part-time. I was working at a call center making $27,000 a year. I was frustrated about the money, but not so much that it discouraged me. I just kept on pursuing. But I'm actually really glad looking at these analytics. You're seeing exactly what I was seeing after years of work, and I just couldn't figure it out. And that's when I created my first product, and I used a tool which is still applicable. It's actually a great place to start if you don't know how to build a website, but you want to sell a digital product called Gumroad. And this is my dashboard on Gumroad since 2013. I actually don't think I can go further than that back, unfortunately. It's now such a long time ago. But November 4th, 2013, and you can see the amount of money I was making. Now you can kind of look side by side with my analytics. Now $260 today to me doesn't seem like a lot, but back then it was life-changing. Life-changing to make $260, $303. Every dollar counted back then when I was basically making just a little bit more than minimum wage. And as I continued to now grow my YouTube channel, and although the money does not show here, my subscribers were really starting to grow. Look at that massive jump from just a handful a day to then 50 a day, 30 a day. And then here in 2014, it started to take to 100 a day, 80 a day. And so that was really, really awesome. And to follow along with, my course sales really started to bump up. So let's go to January 2015, where that was like the biggest month I had. A massive jump to $880. And again, these courses are teaching people how to dance. A very simple course. They're 60-minute courses. And that's pretty amazing to make, I think, at that time, $800 for selling a course that's teaching people how to dance the robot. Pretty amazing. And I think it's just so cool, all the different ways you can actually teach people and make an impact. One of the videos in this 30-day course is about teaching on specific platforms. But this is definitely one of them that you don't have to have a big following. You just have to have the niche, right? The riches are in the niches. So now we're going to 2015, and now my channel is really on a rise. Now I'm getting 9,000 views a day, 8,000 views a day, and my revenue is finally starting to kick in from YouTube. When I say finally, I mean like I'm now making $1 to $3 every single day. But on top of that, I figured out how to monetize, which is make your own product. And so, boom, 2015, $840 changed my life. It told me that it was possible, and now it was just up to me to try to scale. And then right here, if you're wondering, well, what happened? How come the drop? It's because I got off Gumroad. More so, I changed my links and I stopped promoting Gumroad, and I got savvy enough to build my own website for my dance products and get it off here in 2016. And my products are still on Gumroad, but I'm not promoting it. Somehow, some way, people still manage to find it and buy. But I've now moved to Shopify in the last couple of years. But I think at this point in 2016, I moved my website to WordPress, and I was using WooCommerce, which is another e-commerce platform. But then since got off there, and basically, you keep updating. Shopify right now is the best e-commerce platform to sell anything, but who knows 10 years from now what it will be. And you're looking at this data. Remember, this is old data. This is old, but if I can just put you in the right mindset of where I was, like every single month, it felt like I was winning the lottery. YouTube, I wasn't making the money I wanted there, so it forced me to think about, I need to find another way to monetize, because I was getting the traffic, right? 9.6 million people watching my views, that's no joke. But figuring out how to monetize, and if you just rely on the ads, it can pay the bills. You just have to be smart about your content. For me, at my beginning of my YouTube journey, I wasn't. I was just dancing to music and making tutorials, but the tutorials weren't getting enough views, and the copyrighted music prevented me from monetizing on the 9.6 million. So let me show you something that's is crazy. So I'm making this video on January 6th of 2021, and now my content's changed. It's not dance at all anymore. It's business. And 2021 so far, I have tracked right now. When you monetize and you have that look at the analytics, it's always a couple days behind. So the first few days, I'm now making the most money I ever have from YouTube ads alone. $224 in one day. That's crazy to me. Knowing that the journey I had from creating dance content, and this all has to do with your CPM, which is basically a metric that advertisers use of every 1,000 views, how much you get paid. So if I go, for example, 2020, You know, my channel's been pretty dead. I kind of slightly posted this year or last year in 2020, but it wasn't that much. I didn't take it seriously. I kind of every now and then, and you know, if you're learning something from YouTube, you got to be consistent. It takes hard work. This is really not a passive income type of side hustle, but I have, you know, these views now, you know, 615,000 views for barely trying. It's because my channel is really old now, and most of it in 2020 was still dance related. And then in 2021, I'm going to be posting every single day. It's going to be all business related. It's a massive change from what I was making. You can say pretty much all this was still dance content, dollars a day. And then this is I think my first business video that I posted on my YouTube channel, followed up by my two like actual like value driven videos. And that changed. Now $43 in a day, $57 in a day. And now this new year, I know it's going to be crazy. I'll definitely do an update video on where this ends, but to make that much money from a YouTube ad, it seems like the easiest money I've ever made.
It's crazy how that momentum can really build. But I can just tell you from firsthand experience, when I first started creating YouTube videos, it was snail-like slow, and the results were so limited. Like, the only person that was watching my videos, which I say all the time, thank you, Mom, was my mom. The dream to just sit and relax by a pool and have this passive income from the internet just show up. Well, if you want to be a YouTuber, you're picking the wrong side hustle. It was pretty frustrating to create that much content, get that many views, and I just could not come up with making money through the ads, which again, actually changed my life because it forced me to think about other ways to make money online. And that's how I first created my first dance tutorial. I sold a lot of that. It actually became one of the #1 places online people went to go learn how to dance the robot. Then what changed my life, I learned about affiliate marketing. You could say the rest is history. Now, if you want to be a YouTuber, there's just a couple things that you want to consider. You've already learned some of these concepts in the earlier portions of the course. Obviously, you want to pick a niche. I think it's harder on YouTube if you kind of just broaden out and just kind of talk about a bunch of random things. Always start with a niche. The riches are in the niches. Remember that. The riches are in the niches. So start there. And then maybe, you know, you aspire to eventually talk about other things or just be a cool person that everyone loves. Awesome to have those inspirations, but start with a niche and expand. Being a YouTuber is about consistency and quality. And you're kind of always finding the boundaries of like, what's the best type of content quality-wise you could create on a weekly basis or daily basis. I think, honestly, if you're going to be ambitious about YouTube, you want to be a YouTuber, like posting once a week, that's just not going to be enough. So we covered the basics of what it would take to be a YouTuber. But now I want to leave you with some specific nerdy instructions on if this is something you want to do, called SEO, which stands for Search Engine Optimization. YouTube is actually the second largest search engine on the internet. And there's a way that you can optimize your videos to help get them ranked when you post them.
There is a science and art to trying to optimize your video so it ranks well when people search. So when someone types in how to dance at a wedding, my video still ranks 5 years later. And I want to kind of walk through a little bit a crash course on search engine optimization, which is the nerdy way for saying how do you get your video ranked. YouTube has basically 2 KPIs, that's another nerdy thing, called key performance indicators, on why they choose to rank a video where they do. The 2 biggest contributing factors are the click-through rate and the watch time. The click-through rate is a number that is based off of, you could say, every 100 people that types this search, what are the chances that they click on this video versus that video versus this video versus that video? In other words, to say without being a nerd is it's a popularity contest on who gets the clicks. Whoever gets the clicks, that's one big factor why my video ranks at the top here, even 5 years after I've posted it. But the other factor, these 2 factors, KPIs, they go in tandem, is your watch time. Because let's say I had a clickbaity image of me, in some scandalous outfit, and someone clicked on it and it ended up being, a video that was absolute trash. Or maybe someone who's thinking I was in a scandalous outfit in the video and they click on it, it's like, he's fully clothed, I don't want to watch this. They hit the back button and then they go back to this page because they only spent like 30 seconds. And then they watch this guy's video and they actually spend, a good 5 minutes or watching the whole thing. Then that watch time factor, even though I got the original click, my click-through might be higher, his watch time higher is way higher, and that could be enough that moves me into position 2 and him into position 1. So your click-through rate, it's like the art of getting the click. That's why your title matters. That's why your thumbnail is crucial to try to attract that click to get them to say, yes, this is the video I'd like to watch. And then the second factor is that your video actually has to be good. You actually have to teach people, or whatever your title is, you can't mislead people. It has to be what your video is actually about. So that covers basic optimization. And then, there's other things that you can do to optimize your video. There's a way that you write your title. Your title has to be clear, concise, and under 70 characters. And you also have to put in keywords. So I have a cool keyword tag plugin, and it lets me kind of audit the videos that pop up here and see what they tried to rank for in their keywords. Like I used to have a beard in that video, man. So you can see what I optimized this video for. And although we know that the click-through rate and the watch time are the most important factors, these actually also help YouTube understand what your video is about. And lastly, for YouTube optimization, it's important to write down a little mini description of what your video is about, and that description should be a minimum of 3 lines. So, in a full recap, you understand that the click-through rate and the watch time are the most important factors. But to make sure you dot your I's and cross your T's, make sure you put in tags that are relevant to your video of how someone might search and find it. Make sure you create a title that's under 70 characters that clearly describes what your video is and also potentially includes the search of how someone might search it. And then you take the time to write at least three lines long of what your video is about. And that's a mini crash course on YouTube SEO.
So if you want to be a YouTuber, you have to have the mindset this is going to be a long-term side hustle that can yield amazing benefits and change your life, but don't expect to be making money anytime soon. If you want to do this seriously, my recommendation to you is to make a video every single day for your first 30 days to kick off your channel like I'm doing mine. And you've also learned how to optimize each video you post so it gets ranked generously on search engine results. Well, is being a YouTuber for you? Comment below. I want to actually subscribe to your channel. If you want to be a YouTuber, I will be your first subscriber. And lastly, I want to say thank you, Mom. You were the only reason why I'm here today. You kept me fighting when I had no one watching. It was you. Thank you so much for watching today's lesson. We're going to talk about another social media platform later along in this course that has personally changed my life. And the last reminder, if you haven't already gotten the resources that comes with this course, make sure you go to adrianbrambila.com/30 days. Thanks again for watching. This is Adrian. Peace.
When I started my very first side hustle, I was working at a call center making $27,000 a year. If I could pinpoint how I got from then to now, it would definitely be by the power of habit. It's one of the hardest things to create, but once you have it, you feel unstoppable. To help you build it, I've created the Side Hustle Journal, which is a daily journal that will help hold you accountable to working on your side hustle and creating an amazing business and life that you love. Go to adrianbrambila.com/journal to check it out today.